All right. Happy Monday. How is everybody? All good? All right. Looks like we have a good crew and it is right at 8 p.m. Thanks for the time, Grace, for I know you guys are all like getting babies to bed, doing all the things. Um, so fine, let me just see who we all have on here so I can chat with you guys. Okay, and we are recording. I remembered this time for Jackie. All right, so let's just oil up. Everybody have an oil with them today? I am choosing good old Valor. We love our Valor roll-on. So good. Valor is an oldie but goodie, and I've been reaching for it a lot lately. And then let me just open us up in prayer, breathe in those oils, and we will get started with some good stuff this month. I'm super excited. Thank you, God, so much for our time together. Thank you for the months that just seem to be flying by. I pray that we would just be intentional with our time tonight and our days, that you would help us to do what you have planned for us, nothing more, nothing less. Thank you for these ladies who are taking time out. We pray that you would bless their business, that they would feel encouraged tonight, that our words would be edifying, Lord, in your name. Amen. Okay. You guys feel free to hop on and chat with me, but it looks like everybody's muted. You guys are all pros. Okay, let's start the night out with just reflecting over the month a little bit. What did you learn? What was something really cool that happened that you'd love to share? Take just a minute, or something that was really hard that you said, I would do this differently, or I learned a lot from this. Anybody have anything?
I'll share something, Erin.
Okay, thanks, Becca.
We've been in Rhode Island for a year now, and this month was the first time. Oh no, I apologize. It's the second time I've had somebody host a class for me, and it was me asking her to do it, not just me doing it at my house. So that's pretty cool, that I've got more people, willing to host classes versus me just doing it at my house.
Yeah, that's a super pivotal point. And I just want to take a minute to brag on Becca, because Becca has taken the last several months since convention and has just really done the things and said, I'm going to do the things, and actually has done them, and is putting multiple classes on the books every month, has already met 2 of her goals for the month, which is really exciting. And we're really excited to see what the next few months are. So I'm really proud of you, Becca. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Becca, can I ask you a question about the ask when you ask someone to host for you, or when you ask to host at their house? What's the approach look like? Because I can't seem to get people to host, but I don't know, maybe I'm approaching wrong.
So honestly, I'll do this one that I did this past month because I remember her more frequently, or more what I did. I was talking to her. She goes to her kids goes same karate school as mine. So we were sitting there talking, and her kid was having a meltdown. And I didn't have peace and calm, but I had stress away. So you look like you could use some stress away. She was like, yes. And so I gave her some, and she's told me that she had been talking about it, or that she had heard about them, but then we're friends on Facebook, and she saw one of my posts talking about store brand oils and everything. And I said, I can give you some more information. And finally, I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just going to ask her. I was like, I should have asked her. I was like, would you be interested in hosting a class? And she was like, sure. Now, granted, not all of them are going to do that, but basically, I kind of it was being a product of the product helped me flow into the conversation, talking to her about it. And she's seen me use oils before, and I would say it wasn't like the very first time I'd ever used oils around her. So she's known for a few months that I use them. So I literally, on asking her, I literally just got bold. I didn't give her an option of saying, oh, do you want to do this type of part? I was like, I can do this type of class. It's the basics about essential oils. And she's like, yeah, sure. She's like, let's do it. So that's what I did for this one.
Awesome. Thanks.
I think it's a great opportunity to just pause here. And if somebody else has something to add to Stacy's question, maybe you've been successful with getting people to host, I think she'd probably love to hear that. We'd probably all love to hear that.
I guess for me, it depends on the season. Right now, people are just not wanting to host unless they're, unless they're really into foiling. They're just not, right now for me, they're just not wanting to host. And so I'm, just having to truck along and do the things where, find other places to uh, host, and besides having people host for me. It just depends. Um, it also depends on the class too. I had a lot of success during May and June whenever I was doing the spa class. But for some reason, right now this season, people are just not wanting to host a class for me, anyways.
Stacey, I have some elderberry classes coming up, and there's been some good interest in that. And I kind of said, okay, we're going to cut it off and do just like 10 people. And I'm taking money in advance so that I know like people are going to be there. And then I'm sending messages to everyone who has said interested, and inviting them, hey, this class is full that you were interested in, but I'd love to do another one. And so those people who are going to host a class themselves will get their syrup for free, their roller for free, that kind of thing. So there's, options there. I know you've offered hostesses gifts before. I'm feeling like brain dead on the moment, but let me think on that and give you some answers maybe this week in private message. Is that okay? Okay, cool. And if somebody thinks of something else that they've had success with, y'all feel free to pop on and let us know. Anybody else want to share something good, bad, hard, fun? Linda's is, I don't know if Amber's on here, but we had a really fun virtual in-home class this week. Linda, do you want to share just one quick takeaway, good, bad, something you learned? Put her on the spot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We had a great time. We used our church fellowship hall. We had about 15 to 18 people. It was wonderful that we were able to Skype with you because it gave us time to move around. We were talking. I think this is the first time that we've had that many members there too. And that was super great because we had a lot of non-members and we were able to all help each other. And then it was really wonderful having you on the side after we got started with our part, that people felt able to visit with you in person, like in private. I really liked that too. But yeah, it was wonderful. I highly recommend that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and Linda and they're always great hosts. But we're going to talk a little bit tonight about a couple of different class options and just what it looks like when maybe if you're feeling like this isn't working. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but we'll go ahead and kind of go there. I fully believe that there are a few things in this business that are constant. But I also know that as social media changes and as we are reaching different generations and things like that, that it does mean sometimes we have to do things differently. So if you're currently like doing the same thing over and over and over again and people aren't showing up or people aren't saying yes, don't be afraid to I always hesitate. I'm like, we don't want to spend too much time looking left and right and get distracted by all the things, because there are a lot of things out there. But don't be afraid to step into something else and try that for a little bit and see how it works, because we can try it and what's the worst thing that happens, right? We fail and try something else. Okay, so we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. I first wanted to just remind you guys about all the fun promotions going on. I know there is a lot out there happening right now, and it's a little easy to forget or maybe miss some things. So just a couple reminders. Flourish and Fall is still happening, that the silvers are doing. That goes all the way through October 31st. And I know some of you guys have points that are not on the board. So right now, I think Jennifer might be leading that board. So congrats to you, Jen. But there's a spa night up for grabs for executives, senior stars, and there is a clean your house. Somebody come to clean your house day up for grabs for those silvers and above. So if you have points, things like going to power hours, hosting classes, enrolling people, ER, all that stuff are worth points. So if you need to find that, let me know and make sure you're getting your points up there. The next thing, just a reminder about my personal promotion that's happening with Kelly Blankenship and Rhonda Crumby. They're both helping with this promotion, but we're giving away 6 of these rollers, you guys. These are so great. And we're going to talk a little bit more about these and how it's not just a promotion, but I feel like we can create value and communicate value with this kind of promotion. But they're going to get 6 of these to use immediately with their starter kit to make things really convenient. So make sure you're sharing that with your people. If you have a warm market list, if you have somebody who's maybe felt overwhelmed by the idea of oiling, we're going to talk about some ways to communicate this to them that can really help create value. That's happening. And then Young Living has released 2 promotions just yesterday through the end of the month. You guys stop me if you have questions on this. I know some people were a little bit confused, but new members and those who reactivate with 100 PV order are going to get a bar of charcoal soap. So that's brand new members with premium starter kits and reactivations with 100 PV. And then the second one is if you guys enroll 2 members with a premium starter kit between now and the end of the month, you're going to earn a bottle of Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. I meant to look up the value of that, but it is not a cheap oil. So that would be a really fun one to have.
I think it was like $95. I think it's $95. I had looked it up.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. So that would be, I mean, I know for me, like that's somebody's like whole ER order, right? So it could be fun to win that oil. Yeah, Jen says it's on her wish list. Okay, does everybody understand those kind of and how they work? Okay. So planning, we're gonna talk just a little differently. We don't have a lot of plans set out there for big team coming up, but through the end of the month, we've been talking about wellness routines. And thank you guys to those who have hopped on and shared their wellness routines through a video. This week, we're talking all about hormones. So if you have, and I don't know if you guys saw the post today, but there was quite a bit of interest today, people saying like, yes, I need to hear about this, you know, menopause, in every range. So we're talking, if you have a story about using oils as a youngster, as somebody who's a little bit more seasoned, we would love to hear those stories this week because people want to hear them. And there are a lot of people out there who need good hormone support. So my mom is hopping on Thursday and sharing her testimony. She has a great hormone support testimony. But please, if you have one, picture, video, whatever, we would love to hear those this week. I'm super excited because I'm headed to Silver Retreat on Thursday. And so Kelly's the real MVP here because she's coming to watch my babies. But I'm super excited to go to retreat, and just a fun thing, I'm going to do a scavenger hunt while I'm at retreat. And so you guys look for that, tag your people in it. I'm going to give away some things that I'm going to grab at the farm to give away, just to make it fun and to have some good interaction going on the page. So you guys comment on those, tag your people in them. I think it'll be really fun. It's going to be things like, trying to even remember, like a photo of your favorite evening oil and why, a photo of a Young Living product that begins with the letter of your first name, like different things like that. I might post a picture of me in a group and say spot the Savvy Minerals or something. But I thought that would just be really fun to end the month with. So be looking for that. And then, okay, this is the big thing that I kind of wanted to chat with you guys, and I'd love to hear your honest feedback. If this is something that you think your people would be interested in, if this is something you would get excited about. I have these new brochures. I've kind of kept quiet. A couple people have heard about them, but I wanted to try them out a couple times first before I communicated with you guys. But they're called Your Essentials, and they're like 50 cents a piece. Nicole Perez made these. And so if you like Propel, if you like Oil Share Repeat, you'll probably like these. But what's really fun about them is they're designed to be a guide for our 101 classes. They're designed to make it really easy. She has a little bit of safety information up here. And then I don't know if you can see this, but in this first column, it has a needs column, and it's got some check marks by it. And so the idea is in the class that each attendee has one, and you invite them to open it up and to just spend a couple of minutes looking at all of these need columns. And they're all in different categories. So like stay well, pregnancy and babies, skin and beauty, health and fitness. And you have them circle or check everything that would be really important to them, to their spouse, to their kids. And so then in this next column, it has a corresponding premium starter kit oil that would help support that issue that they checked. So you're not saying like, here's lavender and these are the 10 uses for it. You're having them think about their wellness issues, and you are guiding them into how the starter kit creates a lot of value for things that you didn't tell them they need, that they said, I need. Okay. And so this third column is lifestyle and more. What's neat about this is it has some things like hydration, stretching, journaling, that kind of thing, but it also talks about products and oils outside of the starter kit. So that could be like Super B, Life 9. So what you do is after they've checked all of this, I have some things that I can walk you guys through, but you basically say, all right, who wants to start? Which area did you guys have the most checks in? So it's really attendee guided. So they might say, I'm going to give you an example. I had kind of thought going into it, like probably like mental clarity is probably one nobody's going to mention. So I didn't spend much time on that. And we get at Linda's class, and that was the first thing. I'm like, well, shoot. Like I thought everybody was surely going to say stay well or whatever. And so it was a good reminder that I had gone into that class with preconceived notions of what I thought they would need. And those people needed something different. And so what did we do? We went through mental clarity. And so it requires being able to be a little bit more fluid. But you guys, Linda and them gave me some really good feedback and said that they thought, it felt a lot less salesy, a lot more natural. People were taking notes and circling. And I walked away just feeling like we were able to really get into what their needs were. What I love about this is if you're somebody who is like, man, it's boring to me to like repeat the same thing over and over and over again, to host a 101 over and over and over again and regurgitate the same information. This format means that each class looks different because each time you have a group of people who have different needs, right? So I love that. For me, it really fired me up and got me excited about teaching. So on the back, it has a getting started portion, talks about the premium starter kit, talks about membership, essential rewards, and then Young Living at a Glance. So culture, RC, the seal. This is what you're going to start with here. And they walk home and it's got your member number and everything. So they walk home with this guide, that things that they've checked of all the information. I'm really excited about these. I'm still working on how to make it really duplicable for you guys. If you say, yeah, that's something I need. That's something that would change what I'm doing. I think that you can market your classes differently to let people know, like when you come into my class, we are going to cover exactly what you want to talk about. So something that, how much are they? So these are 50 cents a piece on Inspired Sharing. 50 cents a piece. So that's the one thing I don't love is when you have a brand new builder that you want to encourage to share. I don't love immediately saying like, no, you need to go buy these brochures. But I think it's something like for me that I could easily upfront for a new builder say like, I will fit these brochures for you for a couple classes if that's the way they want to go. And then if they love it, does that make sense? I'm not by any means saying you need to do this. I am presenting this to you guys because it got me excited. We had a really good turnout in that if you are somebody who's stuck or is not enjoying teaching, that I think this could be a good option for you, okay? The second thing I want to present with this is an opportunity to partner with me to a couple things. Many of us are military, many of us are, even if you're not military, you have family who live in other states, you're connected through social media to people who live in other states. And one of our biggest hurdles is reaching people who are not local to us, because we know that face-to-face interaction is huge. Getting intentional, talking about these kind of things face-to-face is just a game changer. So I would love to do many Zoom call classes. Like say I pair up with Kelly and I say, Kelly, we want at least 3 people, no more than 10 people in a class. And I'm going to send you enough brochures and sample packets. So Young Living sells lavender, lemon, peppermint, thieves, and peace and calming. So I would send her, for every person she has coming, I'm going to send her a brochure, and I'm going to send her a set of 5 of these sample oils. So it's essentially a mini kit that we're going to send them that's a lot lower maintenance. So it would cost us a stamp to send this. So I'll send her these goodies. She's going to slap a note on there and mail it to her people. And it would cost them $5 to attend the class. So they would pay those $5 before class started. And then the deal would be if they, this is a class, please just come. It's education. We're going to send you some goodies to try. This is education. It's a place for you to come and learn and hear, I don't know, whatever. We would market it in a special way. And then if you decide that you want to get a starter kit from that class, we'll give you that $5 back. That is easily valuable for me. Like, that is worth the investment for me. So what I want to open it up for is honest feedback is, okay, and so on that class, you and I would team up and we would work through this brochure together. If you felt comfortable kind of going back and forth, if you just wanted me to do the first one, we could do that. And so that shows you how to use this, and B, it connects you with your people. And so that you can go and hopefully those things would be duplicable. I can think of 30 people right now who are not local to me who need this kind of thing. What do you guys think? Is that something, honestly, that you think people would pay for, come to? Is that something that excites you? I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to mute myself for a minute.
I like the sample idea that goes with it. And I think when we charge for a class, it actually adds value. So I think it's a great idea. When you were talking about those brochures, I was wondering if having mini kits available might be a good idea. But I do like, and I've really never thought about the samples, how much easier those are than putting those mini kits together. So I really like that idea.
Okay, thank you for the feedback. Yeah, that's kind of, I think, been one of the hang up for people is just the thought of having the supplies, and I don't know if I broke this down for you. So these are $1 a piece. These are 50 cents. So that's going to cost me $5.50 to put one of these together, a 50-cent. So it's going to be a $6 investment. They would pay $5. So it can feel like a lot, but even if you think about like hosting a class, even just the money I spend sometimes on like getting everybody drinks and getting some food and the effort it takes me to clean my house. We've been trying to do some stuff at community centers and different things like that. So it's not that, or, like making sure my babies are upstairs or whatever. That's valuable to me. So good feedback, Kelly. And if this is something that you're like, I don't think so, we can hear that too.
I agree with what Kelly said. Like, the value, if someone pays for a class, then they're going to come. And it also like makes people interested in that too. And I struggle with mini kits and a lot of things, right? Like Happy Mail and stuff like that because of the time that it takes. So that's awesome. I didn't even think about those samples either. So I think Mallory was the one that like posted about that the other day or something. Like, I sent these samples out and I was like, oh, duh. So yeah, I think that's great, Erin.
She did post about that. And then I was just brainstorming with my husband and he was like, what if you just did those sample things? I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all this stuff.
I forget about those sample things all the time. I'm like, well, duh, I could just order those. That would be easier, a lot less weight in the mail as well. But
and you can't get all the starter kit oils.
No.
They just offer those 5 plus purification. I love that Mallory chose purification to send. Even if you just think about, we'll talk about Mallory's idea. Even if you just think about like your last 3 months of members, who are maybe on Essential Rewards or not on Essential Rewards, purification is a great next step oil. So sending a little printout of why you love, or a personal note of why you love purification, all the different uses. I think that is a genius and easy way to connect with your people. So shout out to Mallory. Oh, Mallory's on here. Shout out to Mallory. Okay, well, if you have more feedback about how that could be better, I'm still kind of processing through this, but I'd love to go ahead and open up and start getting these classes on the books. So starting October 15th, I think is a good time. I have silver retreat and then I'll be back, and that'll give me enough time to mail things to you and for you guys to be intentional about talking to people. I think a good start is like just looking at your warm market list, looking at people that you've talked to from afar who have shown interest, but maybe haven't been able to make that personal connection. So reach out if you guys would love to do one of those. October 15th through the beginning of December. We're going to book those and see how they work. Try it out, right? And then if we fail, we fail. If we succeed, that's really exciting. Really exciting. So I wanted to present you guys with a couple of different class opportunities, options, things to mix it up, because you guys, the fall is the time in Young Living to really, hopefully you've been doing things in your business in the summer or when things have been slow, but fall is when things really amp up, when things get really exciting. I thought I had copied some of the things going on and I'm not finding them right now. I wanted to talk to you guys about, but just in general, fall, people are more excited about and more open to hearing about oils because they're having real needs, sicknesses, things like that. We've talked a lot about be the wellness person. Make yourself known as a wellness person on your street. You guys, I went to the chiropractor the other day and it asked me what my job was and what where I worked and what my title was. And I'm self-employed and I am a wellness educator with essential oils. And it still almost feels taboo, to say, no, that is my job. And you know what? That chiropractor asked me about it. She asked me about it. And so own your things on your Facebook. If this is your job, put it on your Facebook that this is your job. If you think this is your job. Anyway, I say that because it has opened up so many conversations for me. I joined a new workout group. And within that, I'm in a couple other groups. And just as people have added me, just this week, 2 people have messaged me asking about oils because they saw it on my Facebook page. So I like to tell you guys, own that. People have lots of needs right now. Other things, you guys help me remember what's happening. Black Friday will come up. They'll have lots of great sales. What are some other things happening? The holiday catalog comes out mid-October. People want to hear about. So it's just a really exciting time. Be doing the things for sure. Lastly, I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes talking a little bit about being inspired by your intentions versus motivated by outcomes and achievements. And we've been talking a little bit about this in some leadership stuff that we're doing. And I think it can just be really applicable to our day-to-day. It can be applicable to when we are thinking about promotions for people, when we're thinking about reaching out to people. This is a wellness journey. And so we want people to be inspired to take action by their intentions, by our intentions, not just motivated by some dangling carrot that we put out there. So I want to explain a little bit. Let's talk about intentions. Intentions would be our deepest held values in a particular area of our life. Outcomes, of course, are going to be things that we want to have. Achievements, of course, are going to be things that we want to do, things that we think might make us happy. So just a little narration. Think about a sheep and a shepherd. A sheep will follow that shepherd all day long because he trusts the shepherd, right? So say the shepherd has to step out and he needs a substitute. Well, those sheep don't know that shepherd. They don't know his intentions. Is that shepherd going to protect him? They don't know. So they're not inclined to follow that shepherd. So that shepherd needs a carrot to dangle out to make sure while the true shepherd is away, that those sheep will follow along. But what happens when they get that carrot? They want another carrot and another carrot. It's never enough, right? So they are motivated by outward instead of being inspired by their original shepherd, okay? So motivation isn't inherently bad. It can be good, but we want to make sure that it's coupled with intention. Motivation is the thing that fades, and our inspiration is the thing that can carry us through hard times. It's the thing that's going to keep us doing the things. We talk about digging deep constantly, revisiting, why are you doing this? Why is it important to you? What changes have happened in your family and your health that are inspiring you to keep doing the thing? We're going to be diamond one day for sure. And that's really exciting, to me, but like it is just an overflow of what's happening. Like we're just going to keep doing the things, and we're going to keep loving people, and we're going to keep teaching about wellness, because it is like a freaking passion of mine. It's amazing to see people have their lives changed. It's amazing to see what's happening in my own family, you guys. And so I love the idea of like our family being a diamond. That's really exciting, but it is not what is motivating us to keep going. So I just want to encourage you guys to think about that. Intentions are like that first shepherd. We can trust that our deepest held values are what will be deeply fulfilling. That can take work. If you don't know what that is, that can take some work to dig into. When we embody those values in the present moment, that's where the fulfilling and meaning come from. So we're then inspired to take action, to embody that value. And then the other, like we said, achievements and outcomes flow more effortlessly. So we're no longer motivated by them, but we're inspired by them. Even when thinking about things, I want to talk to you guys, thinking about things like this promotion that we're doing. This isn't just to say like, you do this, I'll give you this. My heart behind this is I know that oiling can be hard, and there can be a learning curve, and that if it's not convenient, then a lot of us are not going to do it. Okay. So we want to communicate that like this is value to you. Having these rollers labeled with ingredient lists and instructions means that you've got some tools in your hand to be really successful as soon as you get your starter kit. And it communicates to them that like you are invested in making sure that they're successful. Okay. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to think about, as you do promotions, as you reach out to people, as you struggle through your own journey of like, why am I doing this? Is this important to continue? Whatever, that you think about what is motivating you and what is inspiring you and what are you being driven by. Okay. So a couple questions to think about. How are you going to carry yourself this week? What will we say that maybe can help somebody else? What consistent actions will help others recognize the value that they have within themselves, within whatever you're trying to help them see the value of? Okay. And then practical tips would be, I heard this practical tip and I thought it was pretty good. Showing the process, not just the outcome. When you think about that trust and building that trust, people seeing the process of wellness and not just the wellness. Okay. Because then they can relate to that. Like they're going to have a process too. And they see that you've journeyed through that, or the process of earning that whatever paycheck, that gold paycheck. Like we were, earning that $50 every month too. So this is a great reminder for me. And this is not something I have figured out, guys. This is something I'm working through. But I think that's really relatable and honest. And then last thing, I know we're almost out of time, but when I'm most inspired is when I'm working within my own strengths. I don't know if you guys agree with that. But so helping other people maybe find what inspires them, encourage them to work out of those strengths. What are your own strengths? What do you want for your business? When you inspire others, then you attract a tribe of people that you want to work with, right? That you want to do the things with, that you want to inspire other people with. So I hope that was encouraging to you. It's something I've kind of been learning and working through recently and trying to be intentional about applying in some places. So we have like 4 minutes. If you guys have questions or testimonies or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you guys. That's a lot of me talking. Okay, you don't have to talk. Who has classes? Who has classes planned for the rest of the month? Yeah, Linda. Who else? Jen's got a class tomorrow. Becca's got a class. I think Mallory's got a park thing coming up. Cool. And Kristen, congratulations on your promotion. Captain Vona. No big deal. Okay, we have 3 minutes, you guys. We rarely have 3 more minutes. You guys have anything that you want to talk about?
I'm going to be busy doing moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably be focusing on showing thieves and how we've cleaned the house and all that kind of good stuff on Facebook, instead of technically doing a class. So that's how and then of course I'm sending a lot of love mail to all my peeps.
Yeah,
all
that's
my
a great way to still show
Mhm.
up even in your busy season. Good ideas. All right, you guys. Well, if nobody has anything else to say, I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out on the call. And Stacy, I'm going to follow up with you. Okay.
Thank you,
You guys
Erin.
have a great night.
Thanks.
Good night.
Thanks, Erin.
Night.